What's up guys, Soul here and welcome back to the guild, or after that episode 21 ending, I guess we can just go ahead and call it the Land of Broken Dreams. If you want to protect Zero-Two, click that bell button. Feel like killing yourself? Go ahead and subscribe instead, because we're all in this torture together after all, right? Now there are a million things to talk about from the latest episode, but there are plenty of key points from earlier episodes that need returning to as soon as possible. So first off, I honestly want to take it back to a few episodes ago when Zerome walked in on Kokoro and Mitsuru in the greenhouse. At that point, he knew what a kiss was, right? But he still says, "Are you connecting your bodies like Zero-Two and Hiro?" He doesn't say, "Are you kissing like Zero-Two and Hiro?" Kokoro then replied that it's what creates new life, meaning she's talking about sex. Does this imply that Zerome walked in on Hiro and Zero-Two having sex already in the series? I think it's a huge possibility that he did, and a small possibility Zero-Two is pregnant right now, if that has anything to do with what just happened at the end of episode 21. But it's all up in the air right now. At the same time, I honestly just don't see Zero-Two being pregnant or dead for the sake of Trigger and A1 Pictures keeping her Japan's top tier waifu. Werner also pointed at her becoming more human, which I think adds to the fact that her horns were falling off. But when we speak about Zero-Two being pregnant, we have to take a look back at what she said before. A quote from Zero-Two in episode 17. She says the leaving something behind part. My body can't do that. It's wonderful. You're all wonderful. Well, why does she know that she can't reproduce? Why did she know about what comes after kissing? We've learned a lot about Dr. FranXX these past few episodes, and this possible theory is about to be so dark and so fucked up that I don't blame any of you for turning off the video right now. FranXX had an obsession with the lolly Klaxo princess and her beauty. FranXX lacked ethics as shown by episode 13's severe experimentation and abuse of Zero-Two. And now that we know that the Nines are failed clones and backups of Zero-Two, it makes me sick to my stomach, wondering how Zero-Two knows that she's sterile, and wondering how far exactly Dr. FranXX went on testing her, and if he tested her reproductive function himself. I'm not even gonna say anymore, it puts such a disgusting taste in my mouth, but again I pose the question, how else does Zero-Two know that she cannot reproduce and know about sex? And what exactly did Dr. FranXX mean in this past episode when he says, "I deserve it for what I've done to you"? Like, what the fuck did he do to her? How far did he go? When Zero-Two tries to show Hiro what comes after kissing in episode 14, she looks far too broken. And thinking about it now, it all makes sense. I realize they're just anime characters, I know it's just an anime, but just think of how demented and how fucked up this story is, and the people who thought about it, how dark they went. It's not in your face, it's something you really have to think about what exactly happened there, why is she saying those things, and it's extremely dark and horrific to think about. But I don't want to think about it anymore, so moving on, another key moment of episode 21 was Ikuno's hair change. When their FranXX emitted the huge blast, her hair turns gray. We slightly saw this before with Miku, so now we're returning to the idea, and a lot of people thought last episode Hiro's hair was turning gray as well, but those were just shadows making his hair look gray. As for Ikuno, those were no shadows, and I'm only imagining the gray hair would represent a major increase in age, which seems like to me a way to kill off some of our characters in a sense without actually killing them off. In other words, a way to evoke a similar emotion to death. It must be possible that the power of the FranXX is tied to the life force of the pilots, as we've already seen with the female pilots taking internal damage from the FranXX being attacked. Delta, for instance. And on to one other point that we haven't yet returned to, Zero-Two and her post-traumatic stress. If you remember her nightmares of stamens she's killed, returning from the floor, when will we see her healing or acceptance of that fact? It certainly hasn't been touched on again, and I was really hoping for more of her backstory or development as a character, rather than forced Hiro and Zero-Two love. Because honestly, especially in episode 21, I really feel Zero-Two's love and commitment to her darling. Tomatsu's voice acting is just so unbelievable and raw and perfect, but Hiro's love feels so forced on the viewer. I really would have liked to see some more of their relationship as children beyond episode 13, because while that episode was extremely memorable, the impact only lasted so long, and even then, why exactly did Hiro feel so strongly for Zero-Two and only Zero-Two in the first place? It was just not explored enough. Also, let's not forget about who I'm praying is a vital character, thick girl Nana. We've yet to come back to her since we saw her replaced and basically in a jail cell. Her and Hachi must have an impact on saving the children as these older brother-sister type figures. And even though I'm patiently waiting for it to happen, I'm still hoping I'll be caught off guard as they show up in a FranXX or something during the next Worm battle. With the human 8 members having their souls taken from every plantation, it really seems like everyone who underwent the immortality treatment was taken and Hachi remained. He has yet to finish his character arc, so just wait for it. I'm telling you, he's going to be there in the end. I was personally hoping for a Werner and Zero One reunion near the end just to keep that going, but it was cut pretty short as his body just flattened into a giant splatter of blood. As I said a few episodes ago, FranXX always had the intention of bringing Zero and Hiro back together, even though he might have been fucked up, even though he says it was on a whim to maintain his cynical nature. Obviously the intention was there. I also felt his insanity never really had a proper explanation. Did the death of the woman he was supposed to marry actually affect him, or did he have some screws loose since he was a young scientist? Did he really go that far experimenting on Zero-2's reproductive functions, or is there another reason for her knowledge of sex? Truthfully, I craved more of his character development and backstory, but that's not happening now, though it seems Werner has sacrificed everything and Zero-1 will too, so Zero-2 and Hiro could achieve the future they desired. The cherry blossoms, in with the new, out with the old. And 20 episodes in, each of these side characters have learned from the last 3 humans left on Earth, Werner, Zero-2, and Hiro, the meaning of being human first, personally, and then as a species. Shown in episode 20 when Kokoro is confirmed pregnant. Called it, by the way. And her and Mitsuru restart the life cycle. And so stands the conflict of Darling and the FranXX. Squad 13 versus the 9s. Natural evolutionary protection of the Earth, represented by the klaxosaurs, or immortality, and leaving behind earthly tethers, Worm. Which will humanity decide? I can't wait to find out. And if you want to talk more Darling in the FranXX, go join the Discord, link in the description, or chat with me on Twitter at soul_animation. Check out this sick signed Zero-2 Shikishi board on soulanimation.bigcartel.com before they're completely sold out. Don't forget to click that bell and subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'll see you all in the FranXX. Peace.